Thank you. The gentlewoman from California, Ms. Kim, is now recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Chairman. I appreciate the witnesses for joining us today. Let me ask my first question to Mr. Collison. According to Stripe's own annual letter and your testimony here today, your company processed $1.4 trillion of payment volume just last year, 2024. That represents roughly 1.3% of global GDP, and that's significant. So as we explore emerging technologies like stable coins, the vast majority of the economy still relies on dollar payments. This is an industry that is currently regulated by the state-by-state patchwork that is designed for pre-internet era, and that creates unnecessary friction and costs that ultimately affect American consumers and businesses. So can you talk to us about how Congress can think about solutions to those issues?
Thank you for the question. I think that providing a clear framework for stablecoins that enable U.S. businesses and U.S. consumers to realize some of the benefits of cheaper and faster and more efficient and even more innovative transaction technology will be, I think that'll be extremely beneficial, and I really appreciate Congress's curiosity in exploring this issue and the kind of bipartisan nature of this discussion. Beyond that, I think that looking at the payment system more holistically and broadly, possibly up to and including a federal payments charter construct, would be a very helpful either complement or maybe succeeding action to stablecoin legislation. But I'm really glad that the proposals under consideration here today are being
Can you also talk about some
seriously.
of the challenges that this will bring to the industry? Some of the challenge that this approach that you're talking about.
Oh, that the patchwork brings. I see. So I think one of the most inhibitory forces in the financial services industry is ambiguity and a lack of clarity. In that, if something is clearly permitted, that's great. If it's clearly forbidden and proscribed, that's also, it's clear. One can, build a business and one can plan around that. I think the current patchwork that's, not very cohesive makes it difficult for businesses to know how seriously they should invest. And I mean, I think it's very admirable that BNY Mellon has built such a successful practice here. But I think it should be easier for others to do the same thing.
Let me ask my question to Mr. Cascarilla. My home state of California is a leader in issuing remittance payments, and in 2022, Californians sent over $18 million in remittance payments to Latin America. However, our modern-day system of payments can make dollar transfers abroad costly and time-consuming, and it can lack the appropriate legal oversight. So that is why, obviously, we're talking about stable coins that can offer so much promise. And studies have estimated that stable coins could reduce remittance costs by as much as 80%, right? So can you talk to us about what makes the traditional payment rail so costly and time-consuming for cross-border payments, and how would stable coins solve those problems and reduce the remittance costs?
I think what's important to think about the way the dollar moves today is really analog. It's almost moving like the post office. It takes 2, 3, 5 days, in some cases, for money to move from one point to another, especially when there's international jurisdictions, and of course, there's high costs and fees. With the stablecoin, it will move instantaneously, 24/7, almost for no cost at all. And by some estimates right now, as much as 30% of remittances are using a stablecoin rail, in which the end user might not even realize it. Because ultimately, a blockchain is just a rail. You don't have to use it as a stablecoin as something that you know. Yet at the same time, have it move in a way that is utilizing the technology. And that's the real promise here.
Thank you. Let me ask one more question to Mr. Collison. I know that there is a concern that these funds are being sent to or from bad actors. So how do innovative payment companies work to keep bad actors from accessing funds from untrustworthy sources?
I think it's important that we recognize that stablecoins are another transport layer for money. They're the same money, but moved in a different way. And we should bring across the exact same frameworks, BSA, AML, CFT, and so forth, and apply them equally.
Thank you. My time's up. I yield back.